Oh, hi everyone. Um, I'm gonna do my Q&A answers today. Um, yeah, I'm trying to get comfortable. I'm sitting on the floor, so I may get short of breath because this pushes anyway, you know. So what I'm gonna do is just go through and I pretty much printed like all the questions you guys had, and they're just on this paper. So I really haven't even looked at them very closely. I've scanned through, so I'm just going to kind of go through, and even if some of them are the same, I'm going to, sorry, I'm going to just answer them. So here we go. Let's start because this could get kind of long. All right, so Andrea asked, she says, you mentioned in the past you have a Facebook page. Is that your personal page, or do you have a page for us to like and follow updates? And thank you, Andrea, for following me from the start, because you said you have. I think that's really cool when I have people that have been with me for this whole journey. I do have a Facebook page. I don't have like any, it's a personal one. I don't mind adding people though. Like if it's people that follow me on YouTube, I will add people. I just prefer that you tell me, because if I get a random friend request and I don't like necessarily recognize the name, I won't add them. But if you were to say to me like on YouTube, like, hey, this is my name, I'm gonna add you, definitely. So no, I don't have one to follow for my journey. Sometimes I wish I did, because I've seen like other people do that, but as you can tell by my like blank like my videos and how plain they are, I'm not really good at like, oh, excuse me, technology. So anyway, that's but yeah, if you want to add me, just let me know and I will tell you my name on there if you can't find me. So all right, next, Amy Optimist says, I'm excited for you. I want to know more about your career change. What made you make the leap? What do you hope for in a new job? And she says she's trying to take a leap of her own, and timing it right. Okay, so my career change. I worked at a child care center for 16 years, and in an infant room with infants for most of it. Actually, over those years, I did most rooms, but that was where I ended up for the majority. Uh, what made me take the leap was I've always wanted to do something medical, and I've never done it. Like, had I not had my first daughter when I was so young, I probably would have gone to school for like something different, and finished school. I've done school in the past for like ultrasounds. I've done school for radiology, and I've never ever finished anything that I've started. So, and I've done a unit clerk like school where I actually did a whole like clinical thing. But anyway, so back to, I just ended up working at the daycare for like a paycheck, and after so many years, like, and losing the babies, after losing the babies, it was really hard to go back. And I did it, and sometimes I feel like it actually helped, like it made things better. Um, but when I lost Olivia, which was the second baby we lost, I decided, you know, and then I was contemplating going back, and I ended up with the thyroid storm, and I kind of like had a change of heart after being in such a bad position health wise and almost dying. It made me realize that, you know, I'm getting old and I haven't pursued my dreams. So I decided to look into the medical assisting, because it's kind of like a lower down, it's a start. And so that's where I'm starting. And, you know, maybe someday, I don't know, maybe I'll go further with it. But that's, yeah, that's what made me take the leap. So let's see. All right, Snickme 855, I'm not sure if that's how you say it, asked me, She says, I've been watching you for a while now and I'm so happy for you. My question is, what made you go for a third and how old are you? I'm 34, not me, I'm not 34. I'm 34 and thinking about having a third, but I'm not sure due to age. And then thanks. So, well, thank you for watching me and for being happy for me, obviously. I appreciate it. I am 36. I will actually be 37 in June. And what made me go for a third? Well, my first was when I was quite young, and she obviously has a different father. And then I wasn't ready for more kids for a long time. And then my second is also, she's my husband's and mine, and she's 8. And so we always wanted to have another together. I've always wanted 3 kids, maybe more. And we started trying when I was 32, maybe, for a third. And, you know, like we've been through all of this. So I guess I just always wanted a third, like always knew I wanted a third. And like now that like we've been through all of this, I just had trouble giving up. Like, even though this baby, it was not necessarily planned, like I always wanted another, and I never wanted to be this old and to have one, but like now that I am this old, I don't feel that old, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. So yeah, I just there wasn't like anything in particular that made me like I want a third. It was just kind of like, and then after struggling to get pregnant and then getting pregnant and losing the babies, I think it pushed me more like, no, this is something I want. And like, I felt like I was being knocked down so much that I don't want to give up. Like, I'm not just gonna like give up. So I guess hopefully that answered that. I have, Butterfly Girl asks me, how is your husband handling everything? Well, my husband is a very calm man. He is definitely the calm one in our relationship. He is very much father material. He's real good with the girls, like both of them. And he has been like the backbone for like a year or more now. He has been carrying us like with his just paycheck. And you know, I know like we've argued. It's okay, it's stressful, like the money. He's having trouble with the money. It gets to the point where he makes good money, but you know, it's when you're on one income and you have kids and a house payment and this and this and this, it's just hard. So he is stressed, but and as far as the pregnancy, we have argued about this too. Like, he has somewhat ignored this to an extent until recently, and I know why. It's because he's afraid. Like, I've done it. You know, you ignore things like because you're afraid to get attached after like losing, like we have. So but you know, he is a trooper. He's been really good. I'm lucky to have him. He sat by my side like every night for 2 weeks at the hospital. You know, he's always there. He's always been good. It's just, like I said, sometimes I think he's really looking forward to this baby just being here. And he told me the other day that every ultrasound we have, he gets like anxiety before, and I totally understand. But yeah, he's been handling it okay. All right. Karen Rodriguez, you love watching my journey. Thank you. We've been watching for a year. She says, I'm 35 and I want to try for my last. It's been 11 years since my last pregnancy. My question to you is, where and how do I prepare myself before starting? Just prepare for the unexpected. And I'm not saying that to be like mean or ominous, like, but my oldest is 18 and my youngest is 8, and we started trying when my younger one was 4. And like never expected this because we had no problems. Like I've always been able to just conceive, like, without even wanting to be pregnant. Of course, my biggest word of advice, of course, you know what I'm gonna say, get your thyroid checked first. Thyroid can mess with so much, and a lot of people have thyroid problems and don't realize it. So definitely get your thyroid checked. And since it's been so long between your other two, just, maybe try for like a couple of months on your own. And then if it doesn't happen, take the step, because like I took a long time to take the steps and go to a doctor. And I wish I had gone sooner, and I wish I had gone further with my testing. There's no shame in getting tested. I'm sure not everyone would go through what I've been through, obviously, but definitely have your hormone levels checked, your thyroid checked. And just, I will never tell someone to just relax and it'll happen. But I would say the first few months of trying, just let it go, because you might be lucky and you might just get pregnant right away. And good luck with that too. Okay. Amy, that's all. Okay, Amy says, you look great and I'm so happy for you. Thank you. Do you have the nursery set up? I know it is an emotional experience after your losses. Also curious about your career plans after baby. I'll start with she has another question, but I'm going to start with the first one is, do you have the nursery set up? No. And oh gosh, my house, I have a 3-bedroom house and all the bedrooms are spoken for. As I've said before, my oldest is leaving for Air Force basic training July 9th, which is the same day that we are having the baby. She graduates from Air Force basic training in September. So my plan is actually to set up kind of like, because I have a big bedroom, I want to set up a area in my room for the baby for the first 2 months. And she will be staying in, my oldest daughter will be staying in Texas for tech school. And then they'll probably, she'll get, who knows where she'll be after that. So I just want to make sure everything goes good with the basic training and that she isn't going to come back. I think she could be coming back for 2 weeks after basic training. But her room will be used for the baby. So the baby probably won't have a nursery until he or she is 2 or 3 months old. But I will be setting up in my room. So that's the first question. The second one was my career plans. Well, I actually graduated, as you probably know, in April from the medical assisting program I did. Having trouble with the job search, so we kind of quit that for now. I just talked to the career services guy at my school, and I plan to get a hold of him probably maybe 2 weeks after the baby's born and have him start putting resumes in for me again. And I plan to go back to work when the baby's like 6 weeks old. And because it's just been a long time since I've had a paycheck, and we're, it's getting, so that's my plan. Now I do plan, there is a registration test to be a registered medical assistant, and I plan in the meantime, because I'm not really, able to go to work right now, I do plan to get registered, so at least then I won't have to do that afterwards. And the registration test is just something you go to a building and take, and it, so that's my plan for the career. I will be going back to work as soon as possible. As much as I hate the idea, I have to. And my last question, do you use childcare centers or family member babysitter? Oh, and you're scared to put your, yeah. Being that I worked at a daycare, a childcare center for 16 years, I like the childcare center, and I'll tell you why I like the childcare center as opposed to the home daycare personally. Now that's just my opinion. In a childcare setting, you have, in an infant room, you're going to have more than one person usually working at a time. Everyone has to have a background check. You have to have the iChat form to prove that you've never abused children. I know that doesn't necessarily mean someone wouldn't abuse a child or nothing could happen in the daycare center, but I feel like in a center setting with more workers, there's a less of a chance of something happening. Yes, I will use a daycare. My oldest one she didn't go to daycare until she was 3, maybe. And it was like a preschool type thing. My mom and dad watched her at times for me, or my mom, I think my dad still worked then. But my parents used to live here, so I had that option. Now, my younger one, my husband was off like work for a while when she was born, so he had her. And then when she did go, she did come to the daycare that I worked at, but I didn't work in the room with her because just, that's hard. So, uh, this time, I do have a mother-in-law. I do have a grandmother-in-law, but my mother-in-law works, so more than likely, depending on my schedule and my husband's schedule, because he does work a different shift than I will probably be working, um, yeah, we're gonna use some childcare. I don't know, probably like a combination of my mother-in-law, my grandmother-in-law, and then my husband, the daycare. I know it sounds like a lot, but we usually work it out to that point. It's going to be totally different because my older daughter has been here to help me with my younger daughter, and she's going to be gone too. But it'll work out. And the daycare, paying for daycare, it's ridiculous. So I'm not going to be able to do like a full week with an infant that costs like over $200 a week, and I just can't do that. So I will definitely let you guys know when I figure that out, and like I'll have to get a job first, obviously. But yeah, hold on one second. Okay, back. Oh, okay. Next question. Lori Latinsky. Oh, I knew someone was going to ask this one. Do you have any names picked out? Okay. We have not been real good with like deciding, like, because of everything I think we've been through, we've kind of avoided the subject at times. We do have a boy's name, and I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is right now. I feel guilty saying that. Girls, I have about 5 that I want to choose from. I'm not sure. We are really struggling with names, so I don't usually share like my name choices before, but I can tell you we do have a boy's name. We do not have a girl's name yet, but we are getting there. So I will definitely, well, you'll know what its name is when it's born. All right. Rachel's Place asks me, when did you start to feel the baby move and what did they feel like? Oh, and thank you for following my journey for over a year. That's awesome. This baby, when did I start to feel this baby move? Maybe like 13, 14, 15. No. I honestly, I don't even know what to say. I want to say like 15 weeks. And it felt like this time I remember thinking with my first, like when I started feeling her move, it was like bubbles. This one was more like kicks, like pokes from the inside. And I was surprised because, like I said, with my first and I think my second too, it started with kind of like little bubbly, like butterfly feelings. And this time it was like pokes. And it has not stopped. This baby moves a lot. So yeah, I want to say around 15 weeks. That's my guess. Yeah, I go back and look at my other videos. I might have mentioned it. I'm not sure. Oh, Cyan Lestat, I hope I'm saying that right, asked, have you had any dreams about the sex of the baby? Oh, God, I have not. And I had one dream a couple months ago that it was a girl. That is it. I don't dream a lot. This pregnancy, like with my other ones, I felt like I had a lot of vivid dreams. No, just one dream that it was a girl. So we'll see if that's right. So this one, Margie Baby 456 says, hi Margie, will you be filming your birth? Oh, I doubt they will let me. I know especially because it's a C-section, but either way, like I don't think they'll let me film a surgery. If we can, then yes, I will be. Also, when I am at that hospital, U of M, I do not have good service, so I'm a little worried about being able to talk to people for the few days that I'm in there. Um, but as far as recording, I definitely will be recording what I can, so stay tuned to find out what that is. All right. Let's see. Catherine Britton says she would love to see the baby stuff, like the car seat pram in the baby's room or set up in your room. Definitely. I honestly don't have anything. Like, I have like a few clothing items, nothing else. And as soon as this graduation party's over next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend, we are going to start buying. And I will definitely show you guys all the stuff that I buy. I will make a video for that. So that'll be a good one. That'll be fun. Oh, mom of 66. No, mom of 6. I think it says mom of 6. Hopefully, because 66 is a lot. You should do a house tour, definitely a baby room. You know, the house tour, I've been asked a couple times, and I actually think that's a good idea. I think I will do a house tour. I think I'll probably wait until after the grad party, which is June 8th, because my house is a disaster right now, and we're still working on getting things set up for the party. But maybe like right after the party, I will definitely do a house tour, because I think, you know, I don't know why I never have done that before. So yeah, good idea. I will do that. Diana asks me, I was curious why you're having a C-section and not a natural birth. That's a good question. I'm surprised that no one's asked that yet. Let me go back. My firstborn was a vaginal birth. It was a long labor. I pushed for almost 4 hours. She did come out. I had an episiotomy and I tore. I had a very high degree of tearing. I had about 32 stitches inside because the muscle that's inside like your like vagina, like between your butt and everything, just went like this. So they had to stitch that. And then the outside I had like 28 or something like that. It was a rough recovery. But when I had my second one, I was going to have a vaginal birth because, you know, I don't really think you should do C-sections for like no reason. And I talked to my doctor and they said I could attempt the vaginal again. And I'm like, okay, fine. So we did like attempt the vaginal birth. And she, after the first, I think I went through, well, about 18 hours. And she was facing up and sideways. And her cord, every time I would have a contraction, would compress between her and my body. And my doctor gave me a long time he sat on my bed for a long time watching each contraction and her heart rate and everything. And finally, after a while, and I was actually to the pushing stage, I was 10 centimeters, but he's like, you know, the baby has to come out. And I said, that's fine. So they did an emergency C-section, and I'm kind of glad they did because, well, first of all, the baby was fine. Second of all, they found that tumor I had, and so they removed that too, which was good. Now this time, the reason I'm having a C-section was like a personal preference because I had the C-section last time, and I have a friend or acquaintance that had a uterine rupture, and that scares me. And everything we've been through, I just don't trust my luck that well. But I think I just want to like not have to go through any unnecessary like complications that could come with a VBAC for me at this point. And one more thing I'm going to say too about my daughter that I had the vaginal birth with is 18. And because of so many and all the stitches and everything, I actually have more side effects and complications from my vaginal birth than I did from my C-section. My sex is very painful at times. I know that's TMI. But it like bleeds and it splits and it's not like dried out. It's like from all the scar tissue. And so that's hopefully that answers that. So that's why I'm having a C-section. I am nervous for it though, but I would be nervous either way. Birth is scary. So a star wishing. I don't know if you meant for me to answer this here, but I'm just gonna answer it here anyway. My age, I already said, I think I already said, I will be 37 next month. And I don't know if everyone has to do the non-stress test once they get to 35, but at the hospital that I'm at, they said they just do them after, like at the advanced maternal age of 35. So I did have some with my last child too, but it was because she had excess fluid, and that can be an issue. So hold on, just looking. It might be the end of the questions. Oh, and maybe wavy. Again, I don't know if you meant for me to answer this here, and I'll probably answer it both places, but have you ever spoken to your previous doctors after discovering your hyperthyroidism? Yeah, I actually, a friend of mine works at my old office, and they helped out a lot when I was in the hospital, like in the ICU with the thyroid storm, but obviously not the best at this kind of thing. They were the ones that started investigating, but it was like not until after my second loss. I haven't actually talked to them like about it, and I've always wanted to go back to, not them, but the MFM that I was sent to last time, and tell them, like, see, this is why you should have paid attention to my thyroid, because I ended up losing the baby and you told me it was a fluke, and then I ended up almost dying. And like, I really always wanted to go back to that MFM and just tell them, because like their negligence is what caused my last loss for sure, and my thyroid storm. And people have asked me about like suing before, and I'm like, I'm not going to sue, but I definitely would warn people about certain doctors that I've been to. That's why I push like the thyroid testing so much, like, because doctors will ignore it, and it can be very serious. So anyway, yeah, I hope I answered all your questions, you guys. If you have any other ones, like, I'm more than happy to answer, and I will definitely make an update when I have a good update for you guys. So I'll talk to you later.